Another question I want to ask you is this. If PFF is successful, what would it look like? And so I want to ask Tony, Anto, answer this question. What do you think a successful PFF will look like? I think his network is horrible. Samuel, I'm sorry we've not done any eating program, but to be honest, we've also shared food to students in IFE, so I think that counts. What would success look like for PFF? If this foundation has succeeded, what would it look like? Samuel, tell me.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, the success to the PFF, it will look very great, and in fact, I, for a person, I would want to celebrate it. It will be a very wonderful moment for the group, for every one of us who is actively involved in attaining that success with PFF.
So what is the success you are looking for? Francis, please.
Okay, sir. I want to say that success is something that is subjective. So when you are talking about success, to PFF, I would say that if PFF is able to set some goals that this is what I want to do for this year, and it happens that PFF is able to achieve all those goals, then I would say that PFF is a success. And from our previous sessions, like yesterday and the first day, you spoke about PFF from the beginning and everything, and when it was registered in 2021 until date, I can say that PFF is a success because it was like just focused Nigeria, but within just 2021 to 2023, we are now a global organization. So to that extent, I would say that and success to PFF is and actualizing the goals that are being set for every year. That is, if we're able to meet up with our target, then that is success for PFF.
Thank you very much. That's quite a good a way to articulate that. Does anybody else want to add anything? Any female voice in the room?
So I would like to add something.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I feel that what success would look like for PFF is that, to me, we're already successful right now, but like, I think our big form of success will be when we can actually, when we are capable to make policies that like will be general, because for some set of people. But if we are able to make policies, maybe we have the power. Yes, we have the power to be able to make policies. I think that would actually be like, yeah, a big form of success.
Good.
But the fact that we're actually impacting people, we're already getting successful. That's what I have to say.
Good, good. I like the different perspectives of tackling the question. And you know that success is both a journey and a destination. And success is incremental, and is also the process itself is also a success. Take, for example, if you want to be a lawyer, is a 6-year-long project. 6 years of your life will go into being a lawyer. If you are, let's say, 15 years old and you start the process, the first success in front of you is the success of writing JAMB and passing. Right? Then you enter school. First year, you pass your exams. Second year, you pass your exams. Third year, you pass your exams till you get to the law school. Those incremental successes come together at the point you are called to the bar to say this person, who is a sum of 6 years of succeeding, has succeeded in becoming a lawyer. So if there are no more children that are out of school in Nigeria, then we have succeeded. So if there is no more child that wants to go to school and cannot because of something, if Nigerian education is no longer as it is, where there is a lot of drawback, it doesn't have practical application, we're able to influence government policy on education and ensure that that policy reflects on the ground, then we are not a success. So what am I doing? I'm giving us a very thorough vision that we work up to. But as we begin to get there are incremental successes that we pass through, which is what Francis is pointing out. And so our yearly goals, these are the projects we say we'll do this year. If we do 7 over 10 of them, we have succeeded for that year. Because our goal is so big. We want to build schools. We want to make sure children are in school. We want to make sure that undergraduate students have support. All of that is to make Nigerian education the best in the world. That is the point. Now, on a global mission, on a global scale, if we cannot find students that are out of school anywhere in the world, that is also when we have succeeded. And so, till we get there, what we are doing is incrementally contributing to the vision. And that is why, personally, I believe that the mandate we are taking on is bigger than what a single organization can handle. And that is why it's important for me that all of you in this call see yourself as leaders. Being a leader within an organization means your own ideas find expression. You're able to take charge in the affairs of the organization. You are running it like your own because it's actually your own. I'm hoping that maybe you guys will be able to start small things in your niche groups that I may not have to be able to see. But then that's something that PFF can fully support you in doing because it's a big vision and we need all hands to be on deck. That's why I have no problem with partnering with any organization, sending out their flyer, putting their information on our pages. As far as they are a reputable, genuine organization that is working towards the same goal as ourselves, we can partner with them. So success looks like in the interim, right now, doing the projects we said we are going to do. In the far future, in the next 50 or 60 years, we should be able to look back and say, all of these things that we did together, including this particular leadership bootcamp for volunteers, came together to become the reason why we are the success we are at this time. And then we're able to check how much impact have we had on the nation and how much more do we have to do. This is a vision that is big. And I wouldn't mind, I wouldn't want the vision to die when I die. So that's why it's important for me that you people are leaders. If in the next 60 years or in the next 300 years, I happen to die, maybe I didn't even die, God just took me by himself. Say, so, you are too holy, come to heaven. Say, God, can't I die first? He say, no, my son, dying is for losers. Come up to heaven like your brother Enoch, you know? If I leave you people and go to heaven, what is going on should be going on because really, this is not a personal property. And so, in furtherance of that, I think that people who did not even participate in this at all and did not give excuse, we may find a way to put them in a group where we may have to circle back to them because meetings like this are fundamental. Look at the sacrifice you've made. You've given 8 hours of your week to listening to PFF strictly. We're not talking about any other thing. Not talking about the Kardashians or the mode Odumodu Black or somebody. We are talking about PFF here. A person that did not make that sacrifice is and does not tell us why is not taking what we are doing very seriously. And I know for some of you didn't follow through all through. And that's why I would advise you, the recordings are long. Please do listen to them. But at least that you came around or you even explained, like Oyinko said she had issues with her phone and all that, is quite understandable. But we cannot continue with somebody that did not even show up and did not give explanation for not showing up. And this will bring me to my last point, which is what if I don't feel the vibe? And that is to say there is a vibe within the group and I don't feel it, like I'm not getting it. What is really, if you want to feel the vibe, you have to contribute to the conversations. You have to put yourself out there so that people can notice you. And the vibe is important to us in the sense that being part of PFF, we want to be seeing you present. Understand the community first that we created in that WhatsApp group. And also understand how that community should transfer to what you are doing. So if you are leading a project, you should be able to transfer the joy and love we have, the vibe within the group to the project you are leading. And that will be all for me. I think I'll listen to your project reports. Peter and Owen. Is Owen here? I don't think Owen is here, but Peter should be here. I think I saw him. Peter, do you have any report to give to me? Did you speak to Owen so far? What is the report for the monthly seminars?
Good evening, everyone. Hi, sir. We've not really had a discussion, sir. I think I remember the time when Consular reached out to me and he told me about the monthly seminar and how that I think we're supposed to strategize about getting audience and planning for schedule. So after then, we didn't really have a discussion about how we're going to do that.
Okay. I think Owen is the best person to give this report because she's actually been working. Now, she's been working because she's been giving me reports. I know that all the seminars we've done since the beginning of the year, she's been behind it. She's been contacting speakers, the speakers that don't show up on time, she's been responsible for swapping them and having to disturb Mecca to produce things, flyers for each event. So I know what is going on. I know she's been working on that, but she's unavoidably here because I think her phone is broken. But I want to say something about the seminars. The monthly seminars are fundamental to what PFF is. We are still workshopping how best to do it. But we weren't even doing these seminars monthly before. We are doing them every Wednesday. Every week, we used to bring people to speak and we are doing it on WhatsApp through test. But that became too much. We decided to move it to a month. So far, we've tried using WhatsApp, using Telegram, using Zoom. We are still working it in a way that will come to a point that it works well for us. We are not doing this month's own because this is the period that we usually hold it. This weekend is when we are supposed to hold it. But guess what? We are having this event now. So we start again next month. But we are still workshopping ideas. Take this monthly seminar serious because it's at the core of what PFF is. Because it's at that monthly seminars that we address student-focused topics that are not academic. You know, they are not academic questions, but we address them. It's a form of counseling. Like last time we were talking about Java. The person that was leading that was a professor in O.P. Jindal University in India. The young man, he had his PhD from the University of Manchester. So we are bringing quality speakers and the conversation last time was really enriching. In fact, that last time, the person, some of the people in that call, like we had a lecturer from Ebonyi State University in that call, you know, and I really want that seminar to be done in a way that this is something that we do every month and the speakers are ready. We know like 2 to 3 weeks before time, and we can advertise it, at least give 2 intensive weeks of advert. After every month, this thing, you drop up a report that will be part of the newsletter, which Francis used to write until he ran away. I don't know why he ran away from the newsletter. But I'm hoping he'll come back. So, do you understand, Peter?
Yeah, I understand now, sir.
So take that very, very seriously, is what I'm trying to say. Take that very, very seriously. So tell me about the bootcamp, Francis. I know I put you with Onyechi, but Onyechi, the day we were doing the bootcamp, she was literally getting married. So we may need to move Onyechi to a place where she'll be more useful to PFF. But tell me
Okay.
about the bootcamp, Francis.
All
I'm
right.
married.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good
I
evening.
hope you. Okay. About the leadership bootcamp, I will just give a rundown of the program and how it happened. So, initially, it was supposed to be Africa Impact Bootcamp, but then in the course of planning, some things came up, and because PFF wanted to go global, to also reach people from other communities, based on the fact that leadership is a challenge that is prevalent everywhere, like in most developing countries like India and Sudan. So we decided to expand on the training to cover in other countries or other part of the world. And the name had to change from an Africa Impact Bootcamp to PFF International Leadership Bootcamp. And also for the date, it was supposed to hold in April. That was during Easter week, but because of elections and some other circumstances, we had to shift it to May based on the surrounding issues around. And for the aims and objectives of the leadership bootcamp, it was basically to bring young people around the world and to teach them 21st century leadership, to understand and what it takes to become a 21st century leader, and so as to enable them to function in their communities and then to help be change leaders and to contribute meaningfully. So we had to achieve these goals and objectives by bringing in people that are experienced. And I was looking for speakers. So thank God, Uncle Sop made provision for that, and we were able to get Dr. Kimani, Professor Bada from India, and Dr. Lindsay Masara, who is in Canada now, and Afua, who has been here before. But as things went on and the initial date was changed, we had to find a way to replace Lindsay because she was very busy, based on what she informed me and what Uncle Sop also told me. And then we had to replace her with Jeff, who and took the position that she was supposed to take in the bootcamp. And concerning the team, I was supposed to head the bootcamp and together with Onyenyechi, but Uncle Sop has explained that already. But as they say that, and for every disappointment, there is a blessing. The blessing that came in form of that was in working with Bisholat. So, and instead, I worked on the bootcamp alongside Bisholat, and she was very instrumental in the success of the event. And other PFF volunteers like Vivian, Charles, Peter, and Chinayen, and others were also very helpful in terms of working together and bringing ideas and managing people across board. Because we had to split different positions or to assign a different tasks to people to be able to get across to a wide range of audience. And for the publicity, we majorly engage in PFF volunteers, and in the course of doing that, we also had to create a separate group that we had people who are not PFF volunteers, but who are interested in our activity. So we had people who joined us, and they helped in publicizing the event. And for the fact that it was an international event, we had to make sure that we get people from different countries. And in doing that, and we also assigned different countries and regions to people to get in touch with them. I think Vivian was in charge of Africa, Peter for other international connections, and Samuel Jacob was in charge of northern Nigeria, and other persons were also in charge of southwest and southeast, like that. And I was also working around the clock and also and supervising and also on contacting people from different parts of the world so as to make sure that they join the event. And our facilitators, they helped a lot, especially Dr. Kimani. He gave me contacts, and those guys were very helpful in trying to share the flyers and then to sell the idea of PFF to people outside there. And at the end, we had 300 plus registrations for the bootcamp. However, for participation, we had less than 100 participants, although we had more than 300 registrations. So I will say that the participation was actually low compared to what we expected, because out of 300 plus, we had less than 100 persons. At most, we had 70 persons in a meeting. That was like a time. Although some persons were coming in and going out, but we did not have that much participation as we expected based on the registrations. After the event, certificates were issued to persons. They were designed by a volunteer, and Uncle Sop inserted the names in it, and then he shared them to everyone that participated in the bootcamp, and they filled in the form for the certification. And then for those that wrote the proposals, they were graded by the facilitators, and then we had an award and gala night whereby the winners were announced, and 4 persons were awarded instead of the initial 3 persons that were supposed to be given $100 each an impact fund. So we had 4 winners instead of 3. So that is $400 was given out by PFF to the 4 winners, which and Chinenye is part of them as well. And they are about to execute their projects. Already one of them has done theirs and his. So we are waiting for others to also carry on their project so that we'll get their reports back. And at the moment, we are just waiting for them to finish their project and then write their proposals and write their reports and send to us so that we'll see what they did and then be able to put it up there on our site and our social media handle. And aside that, we had some challenges too, but I think I will raise them later. Maybe before we are done with everything with the reports, or when we are writing a formal report, then I'll also highlight those challenges, like the issue of attendance. I think it was not well managed. And then participation too, we had a challenge. Some PFF volunteers did not actually attend, although Bishola sent data to those that indicated interest, but then some persons did not attend. But I think as time goes on, we will find a way to solve some of those issues. So that is it for the bootcamp.
Thank you so very much. I'm hoping that the issue of some of us not attending will be resolved after this meeting, because by now you understand that we really need you to show up in PFF events. But that was a really, really, really great report you gave there, Mr. Francis. That was really wonderful. You know that combined attendance was over 100 people, but single attendance, we just had like 70 in one sitting. And I always will tell you that you go for the tight. If, for example, 200 people registered, know that 20 will show up, because some will forget, some will not show up, data will be a problem. Most of us are Africans, and that means that the day you really think that you will work, data may just become a really big problem. And so, give or take, the event was very successful, although there are challenges that we should look at. So I'll be keen to look at the challenges and also to see how we can improve on what we did last year to do something better next time. By now, you should know how to navigate some of those challenges for us to get to what we are planning for easier next time. So thank you so much. You should put your hands together for Mr. Francis. He did a very great job. Now, neither Bisola nor Oyin is here to tell us about our conference. Now, Bisola is missing in action. Where is Bisola? A little bird told me that Bisola is somewhere. Oyin, as explained, has issues with our network. Bisola is representing PFF in an event in Kenya. And that's why she cannot attend, because I think they are on transit or something. They are using 9 bus. They're going by road.
Aww.
Yeah.
Aww.
From Abuja, you just pass they're using 9 bus.
Kenya by road.
It won't be difficult. In 1 week, they should get to where they're going.
Wow, I can't believe I actually fell for it.
Some of you don't believe that you can go to Kenya by road. People are going to Europe by road, not to talk of Kenya. So she's going in a meeting to represent us, and so we are not able to have her talk about this project. Elder mentorship, Yumi is not here. Why is he not here? He told me he will be here. He needs data. But Sam, I know she's inundated. She told me she won't be able to get free time until much later after her. Samantha is in her 40th year or 50th year or 60th year. I don't know again. That medicine, they go to school for like 300 years. And they come out and they are still not rich, which is really problematic, you know. But Yimi, I don't know why he's not here. We are going to issue him a query. But I'm going to be really serious with people who didn't show up for no reason, like him. But he's been a good guy. I don't know why he didn't show up. So, also, I know there's been an overlap with his project and the next one, which is the school mentorship project. So I'll ask Motun or Jesumbom to tell me how this project has gone. Which of you will be speaking? Motun, tell me, how has the school mentorship project gone?
Okay, good evening, everybody. Okay, so I'll be giving the report on behalf of Ms. Jisubo and I. Okay, so the school outreach was actually a very wonderful project. So it's really nice and it went well. So, and okay, it all started with us selecting schools. Initially, we selected more of public schools, but well, when we went to those schools, they were not available. So we had to.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, can you hear me now, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so when we went to the public schools for approval, they were not available. They were not in school. I think they closed early that day. They closed around 12. So we had to go to the schools that were available. And so far, so good. We've been to 2 schools. We went to Morimi High School and went to Oye International School.
Mhm.
In Morimi High School, we met with 80 students. We thanks to our sponsors and thanks to God, we're able to gather some funds. We're able to gather enough funds for a full-size banner, a 6x4 feet banner. Then to get books, to get pens, to get sweets, and to get refreshments for volunteers and speakers. So we've been able to use 4 of our speakers, but we still have more on ground. So we are planning to continue this program next session by God's grace, because it's already 3rd term in secondary schools now. So this program continues next session. Okay, so we got banner. Yes, I've mentioned, and yes, also able to try. Yes, and we also want to appreciate. I'm that followed that came along with us. They were really, really, really helpful throughout. They were really helpful. I cannot list every one of them, but I think we had about 7 volunteers for the first visit to Morimi High School, and we had sorry, and we had about 5 or 6 volunteers in International School. Yes. So in Morimi High School, we budgeted for about 80 students, and I think roughly 70 something students came out. Yes. So the actual number is documented. I just cannot say it right now. Thank you. So, and for OAU International School, they were unexpectedly welcoming and all. We had plans to spend just 1 hour with them, but we ended up going for 2 hours or more. So that was how welcoming the students were and everything. We even had we see your future from now. So it is mainly focused on SS2 students. But when we got to OE International School, we were opportuned to meet some SS3 students who were very much interested in what we had to give. That they joined the program, the part that's not even their class. A very beautiful experience, I must say. Both schools. Then what else? Okay, yes. Well, yes. Okay. So we spent close to 2 hours in OE International School. We spent over 2 hours with Morimi High School students. International school students, sorry, I forgot to mention. Yes, they're over 100. They're 160 something, if I'm not mistaken, but not all of the students eventually. And yes, it was very impactful. So in conclusion, the program See Your Future From Now, the school outreach program, which was themed See Your Future From Now, was actually a very successful program. And I think the few challenges we faced were issues with volunteers transport, sometimes yes, issues with punctuality, and what else? We didn't actually face so many issues because I think the major issues is just has to do with transport and punctuality. That was all, and keeping to time basically. That was all, and it was all those issues, all those challenges, they went almost unnoticeable at the end of the day. So yes. So concluding this report, I would like to appreciate all the volunteers that came out with us, and for the success of this program, both in both schools, and the submit letters soon. Yes, we are really, really great, especially on Anthony that took us to that place. We are grateful to you, Vivian. I cannot mention everybody, Mr. Peter. We are very, very grateful, Saz and Maz. And yes, also, and thank you guys. Want to thank you guys for being there for us and for the funds that were provided. Yes, thank you very much, sir. That is all I have to say. Thank you, sir.
When you talked about punctuality, whose punctuality were you referring to?
I was referring to volunteers generally, like, oh, this is time.
Did not come out early.
Sir?
The people that were supposed to go with you did not come out early.
Not that they did, yeah. But you know, it's just issues like we should say we are going to start by 9 and we should start by 9:10. She gets, because sometimes volunteers won't be around, but it was not really because everyone still showed up. So I think that's just it. And some of the issues about not starting on time, they were actually the school's fault in a way. So it's not really a problem. So it's not really a problem.
It's important for you to note the places that require improvement.
Yes, sir.
Especially if you are mentoring people, it shouldn't be one-off events. One-off events are good, but there should be a way to measure your impact to know if you're actually making a difference.
Yes, sir.
So, are the students learning more? So the challenge I will give you and Jason Bomb.
Okay, sir.
Think very deeply about how to make lasting impact in the form of would you start a scholarship in the school? Will you start an essay competition? I think I've mentioned once to you guys that having the knowledge of secondary schools can give you the opportunity to do a statewide essay competition. It can give you that opportunity because you already know them, you build trust with them over time. There's something we did when we were in JOS, we were quite young. We did what we called ambassadors, what do we call that thing again? So we had students from different schools in JOS, including all these schools, they are paying 5 million naira. You know, if you see these children, it just look like, say, they just came down from heaven. I say, can I say, my dad, can you see your mates? See where they are sending their children. He sent me to St. Anthony. But that's not the point. That's not the point. Now, the project we did was we invited the students. First, they wrote an essay competition. And the schools that were top in the essay competition were invited to do a speech-making competition on a specific topic, more like a model parliament. And so they came and sat down. We used the office of the Commissioner for Education to do it. And you know, in the north there, it's not like here where everybody is carrying themselves like peacock. Like then the Commissioner for Education in JOS, if you wanted to see him, they'll say, just look at him over there. So we frequented his office and he was really wonderful. So he helped us to put that on because we had to meet the head of primary school education board and we addressed the whole headmasters and principals. They had a meeting every Wednesday and we addressed them and they were all on board. So the people that won that competition, we gave them prizes, which was a really great event. And I think that that is something that your experience can lead you to. But it's not something you do immediately. You have to build trust over time. And that will be monitoring the way that impact is made, so that it's not a one-off thing. And when we did that project, it was sponsored by Indomie. It was also sponsored by Peak. We didn't make any money because all the monies they gave us, we just gave it to the children right there. But it really made us feel really good, you know, which is the point. for some of us. Or have you ever thought of that before, Jisumbo?
So I really think what you're saying is great. I was thinking of something of a follow-up for the schools, but I've never really expanded my thoughts to something that is going to be like a statewide thing, maybe like the essay competition you said, just like follow up, going back to the schools, probably now, probably when the students are now in SS3, to see how far they've come between SS2 and SS3, and probably offer to pay jam fee for some of them that'll be taking jam, and just making sure that what we taught them a year back has shaped their thoughts and their view of education and university life generally. So that's what I thought of. I've not thought of it in that very big, broad sense of a statewide event.
Right, right. So what you're saying is really good. I like the fact that you're already thinking of um making the thing really strong. So let's keep that thought going. And then you send me your written report very soon and we'll still talk. So the next thing is journal development and writing. We are working on this. But as it is now, we may need help because we are really busy. Gideon is also on the way to Nairobi as we speak in a night bus by road in the air like a winch or by road. So missionary visits. Emeka, are you here? I don't think Emeka is here. Let me see.
Hello, sir. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, tell me what has happened with this, because I don't think you've done anything on this.
Yes, according to timing, there's nothing that has been done. So I think this year should be the first time. So it happens once
Yeah.
in a year, if I'm not mistaken.
That is
So
correct.
this year, we've been having discussion on how to go about it. And the only thing that has been drawing us back is because of every other program that has been taking place. Mission is one of the programs that we require a lot of funding. And in view to that, we had to prepare much so that we can position ourselves to get a better and good funding from organization and from people. So it should have been held, or should I say, the matter should have been up since, but since there has been other programs, so we can't go along with it. So we have to stay back. So, but once we are done with this training, I assure you that we are on with it. Thank you.
Yes, so we go to food every year. So he's right, it's not even time for us to go to food. We go to food in August. But this year we are planning even something much more elaborate. And so we'll do a lot of fundraising. And so because of all these small events that we'll be holding, we've not really hit the ground running on that. But there is a lot of talk. A lot of talk has started. And that's how our projects turn out. We start talking and talking and talking. And then one day we hit the ground running. And finally, Samuel and Shion, tell me, how did the essay competition go?
Sir?
Yep.
Oh, you said Samuel Asham, so I was thinking you will go first. Um, okay, good evening, everybody, again. So the essay competition was basically online. So I didn't, so okay, any challenges I like encountered or anything was online. Okay, when, okay, yeah, I had a partner, Samuel, and then I think maybe it was, we actually was meeting for like maybe a day or so. We pointed out some things, but then after then, it went ghost mode on me. So I had to do, well, not me, Mizusola, and okay, yeah. Then Uncle and Mizusola came to my rescue. They became my partners, even though they wouldn't call themselves that. And okay, so for the essay competition, when it began, we didn't have much submissions at first. I think we only had like, I don't know, maybe 7 at first. And then the deadline was initially what's that month before April, May, June, March. Yeah, I think March. Yeah, then okay. Sorry, let me calm down. Well, I have to like write out the whole outline and the whole outline, deadline, and what to post on flyers. I have to have series of calls with Microsoft and everything, just to get everything set. And yeah, we're actually able to have. And then you have to speak. Thank you to Mr. Charles. He's the one that helped with the design and all. As there was time I was actually apologizing to him because there was this particular time he made a flyer, and then I sent to Microsoft. Microsoft said, mm-mm. I think like about 3 times Microsoft sent me back to him. And then when I go back to him, I had to tell him, I had to keep apologizing that I'm sorry. Please just tell me this, I'm sorry. And he was like, I don't have to apologize that he signed up for it at all. But then because Uncle Soft especially kept on sending me back again and again and again, I also have to keep apologizing. So yeah, okay, that aside. Then okay, about the submissions, we didn't have much submissions at first, and then okay, then we started talking with the judges. So this time I was supposed to get introduced to Mr. Jeff, and then I think I slept off, so I didn't make it to the meeting. And when I woke up, and that was like the second time I was actually missing a meeting again. So I was really angry at myself, but then I had to apologize. I think nothing, myself and all. So then we started talking with the judges, and then yeah, the judges are like were really really nice, cool, and open. And because they didn't know me, I was like the smallest, so they didn't reach it in like, oh, Vivian is just there. They were like open to hear my opinions. They were like, okay, what does Vivian think and this? And then yeah, Mr. Jeff is actually a white man, so it was actually somehow hard to hear him, pardon my ears, but then it was also cool to listen to his voice. I'm not like during the whole, because whenever I asked him like, yeah, I suppose what do I say? It was really nice. And then okay. So then the initial price was $50. I think 50.75. But then we had also said, oh, people want to like sponsor more, so we increased it to $100 and 50 for second runner up. And then yeah, the deadline was extended to April 24th, I guess. Yeah, sorry, deadline was extended. And yeah, we had many more. And then then I realized I had to make use of my own personal social media stuff too. Then I had to like go back to Facebook too, and then I posted the design on my own story and all. Then yeah, people actually like engaged from there, because I had this girl, she messaged me and she was like, oh, I was the one in charge. I was like, my head actually swelled because she said you are the one in charge, and I was like, yes. Sorry. And then people engaged from there because I had to use my own personal phone. And then there was this particular time I was supposed to do something. Okay, yeah, I think I arranged the names and all. Honestly, working with Uncle Soft is amazing, but also, oh my god. There was this particular time I was supposed to make something. I don't know. I didn't get what he was saying actually. Then I had to run away from him, like intentionally go offline whenever I see, because it'll be like, Shion, where's my list? Shion, where's my list? So it was really tiring. Not tiring. I actually say like someone enjoyed it, but then yes, then that's when I don't have a laptop, so I had to like make it up. So I had to make it help, and then she really came in handy. And then she helped me to like post on the web, on the social on the organization's websites. She helped calm my nerves down too. And then what else? Yeah, she helped me to arrange the emails and all. And yes, about the essays, we had some that they didn't input they didn't add their location, they didn't add their contact details, and how are we supposed to like, even though it was not included in stuff, but then I was actually like, I was always saying you should use like common sense, because normally you're sending something to like an you're supposed to put your contact details and all. So I think maybe that was like, we shall like found a way around that. And then when it got to the top to choosing the best like maybe the top 10, I think we later chose 15. Yeah, top 15, and or we actually wanted to do top 20, I guess, before, but then that was too much. Then yeah, we had a meeting again with the judges, and also we had to like find a way how to like make a list of guidelines. Thanks to Mr. Gideon for that. He helped us to make these guidelines and all. And then we're able to um okay make a set of rules that okay, there'll be voting, but then voting is not the voting is like 25% of the winning requirement and all the others. And then the judges to mark, and then they sent in their scores and all. There was a time that some judges were not okay, I didn't see it on time. No, I didn't see a particular judge in the smaller one at all. So I had to just make use of two judges one and just like, and then okay, suggest to meet some people, so I had to like go back and tell him. And that then he had this crisis in Israel. I think he was in Israel then. That is crisis. So, but then still it turned up for us because I think he said it was in some safe place or something. And then Mr. Gideon too, also maybe he had things going on here, but he actually turned up to at the end, helped us too. And then I'm bad at math. I'm really bad at math. So there was a time that I had to be calculating. I had to use AI at all because I could not even trust my own calculator. So I had to use AI as a friend because Mr. Gine was not online to help me with the math. He's a teacher and also he was not online. So I had to like use AI. Then I think I got it, but then Mr. Gine came online later and cross-checked. So talking about the prices, and yeah, I had to like send emails, and Uncle Soch said my name. I didn't know. I thought, oh, my head was failing because my name is on there. But then later, when Uncle Soch said if they are looking for people to put, if they are looking for people to punish or beat or anything, like the way he said today, that is me, they'll come. That's when I realized why my name was always under best regards Amobia. Knowing that the best regards self would turn against me later. Sorry, like the way someone is vexing at me right now. And then yeah, okay, let me just round it up. So was the fine when we chose the top 15 and we're telling them how the voting will go and all. I made a very, very big mistake. I actually wrote out the message to send. I sent it to Omso for review. Then Omso like managed it and reshaped it. So I didn't read through. Like I just glanced through. I thought, oh, it's perfect. Then I just copied it and sent it to Miss. I'm sure that Send it to the essays. But then I didn't. I should have read through. I just glanced through it. Then I realized that during that I left out a very important message that I think voting was only, voting was only 25%. Yes, I left that out, and it was somehow because during the prize, the gala award night, some participants were now complaining that that they had vote, they had Kinikon. I don't know, it was still funny in a way because I don't want to talk because I felt, oh, I'll be insulting them or something. Then because those participants that were even talking, we actually like pitied them to put them because we thought that, oh, they were like from other countries. Yeah, about the voting procedure, sorry, I didn't mention that. We considered people from less, maybe, let's say, not so balanced in technology. I mean, I always say the type countries are like Sudan, or this country too, maybe, I don't know. All these countries are not really buoyant like that. So consider them too. So now comes out that, oh, those participants were now like shouting and complaining during the gala award. Then I just have to like come in, which I don't know if I was supposed to. But then yeah, so I left that out, and it still kind of like brings me to today because one of us participated in the essay, and she had a really good chance. But then I think maybe the reason why she put more energy into the voting was because she thought, oh, voting was the only requirement, and that was my fault because I left that out. So yeah, this is like a proper apology. I'm sorry, I'm really, really sorry. Still on to me to today, Sha. So yeah, okay. Then after that, we had a prize. We gave our prize, and then you won't believe. Okay, this girl won, Sandra Samuel Bosan. I actually thought she was in Nigeria, but then when I saw the nationality she came from, I mean, her nationality she was in. And then it was later when we sent the prize money and everything to her that we now discovered that, oh, she's a JSS3 student. I was even thinking that she's going to be a secondary school, that should be like SS3. When she said JSS3, I was like, wow. So it was even our mom's email and it was even our mom's phone number and all that we're using to like talk. I was like, JSS3 student 100, like 1 hour essay competition of all. Apart from the voting stuff, because she didn't add more plenty likes on Twitter. It was, I think it was the judges grade of her that actually like gave her that. So Uncle was not like, how did I let a just a student win his essay competition? That means that I negged it. That's, I think that's his popular saying. I negged. So of course, so we shall like figured that out. At the end of the day, we found out when we're like talking to her, trying to get her to. So Sandra was the first runner up. Jeremiah was like second runner, and Mrs. was the third runner up. And then yeah, we sent certificate to talk to them. So in short, the challenges I faced, Sha, was maybe if I had the laptop, I would have done things better. But I feel like I'm just making up excuses because having just a phone too doesn't kind of like doesn't really limit me. And then yeah, writing, content writing, writing and all. You know, when there's this thing about writing, when you want to like sit down to eat, that's when it does not come. It's only when you're sleeping that all the inspiration comes and also. But then I had to write that moment because the long socks was on my neck. And then I don't think I really feel much challenges, especially well, the only thing is I need to like calm down and maybe like read through most things and not just glance through because oh I'm rushing. Then I think yeah, that's all, Sha. I'm not sure if I gave a comprehensive report because I was just talking. But yeah, that's all. Sorry. So everybody's left. I'm done.
I told you to give a report, and you turned it
I
into
said this.
a story, which is great.
Sorry.
But usually, if we say you should give a report on a project, you should just tell us what happened, the points of the project, not your personal reaction to what was going on.
Oh, sorry, it's my first. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, it's so funny. Meanwhile, I do not appreciate being thrown under the bus. I'm a nice guy. I'm usually very fun to be with. So the essay competition was quite challenging for us this year because we had so many people that threw in essays from different parts of the world. And we tried very hard to maintain public accountability while ensuring that the essays we finally will churn out will be sensible, good essays. And I thank Sean for finally being up to the task. And then I also thank Samuel for going ghost mode. Samuel, I didn't know you can turn into a ghost, but that was great. That was great. I'm hoping that this year you'll be more present and enjoy the process. So what have you learned is the point. What you must learn is that next year you can do something better and do something that is a lot more clear and let everybody know what exactly is the criteria for judging. It's better that people know and say they don't want to do than that they don't know and think that this is what is expected of them and then find out in the end that this is not the criteria. So, but as we said, we tried very hard to ensure that we met public participation and our own demands for excellence. And if we made any mistakes last year, we will correct it this year. No, these are not last year already. I think 2023, and it's only July, so there's still time to correct our mistakes. What kind of support do you need to function better? So when you are writing a report, this is some of the things I expect you to put in the report you send to me. Do you think the task you have is too demanding? Would you rather be in another task? And I put here, please suggest more tasks that we can do to add to what we're already doing. The current tasks we have, the planning of the missionary project that we have is going to require a lot of effort. So I'm not sure only Charles can handle that. We need people to support him. because there are 4 projects happening at the same time. We are intending to visit Kogi State, go back to Fodo and do what we do there, send support to people in Olu. You can imagine Igbo land has turned into a place where we are sending support. It's a mess, isn't it? I think there's one more thing. I think, Charles, you already have it all written down. So we need more support there. We are planning a project for women, a women-focused project. So Afua is leading that, but she will need assistance as well. We also want to do our physical events. The physical events, which is supposed to be headlined by Bisola herself, because we need everything to be perfect. Okay, so the physical event, we don't know the venue yet, but we are hoping that it will be OAU. Although personally, I would prefer to use UI, University of Ibadan, for it, because to be honest, University of Ibadan looks normal, like they are calmer than you guys in OAU. They are killing people in OAU because so you guys killed somebody. True story. You murdered a student, and since then I'm afraid of that school. However, I prefer UI, but if OAU is where we find that serves us best, then we can do it there. We can even do it in a university in the East, but we just need a place that will give us soft landing and allow us to use their resources. So, but I want to ask you, is there any project you think we should add to what we already have? I know we already have a lot going on, and we are going to redo some of them. So looking forward, what are the projects that the PFF has in the future? In case you want to join to do any of them, what are the projects? One is the offline project, that is in-person project. That one is going to be huge because we are looking to have students vote for their best lecturer, and we'll give an award for best lecturer in Nigeria. I don't think it's ever been done, but we'll do it. We're also planning a project with Forward, as I said. We are planning an event for the 14th of September, but it will be held in Canada. I spoke to Emperor to support me on that, but if somebody else wants to support on that, then good. We also will be planning a project for December, right, also in Canada, and we'll have, we'll be needing somebody to come and headline that event. So if you want to support any of those projects, do it. Tell us about it. We also are planning the missionary visits. At the moment, Charles is the one carrying all the burden on his head. Our monthly seminars will continue, and the planning for the projects that we have already done, but better for next year, is going to continue. So if you did the boot camp last year, start planning for a better boot camp. If you did essay competition this year, I'm using last year in the form of you've already done your project for this year. Start planning for the next project. The school outreaches will continue. And next year, we are looking forward to, that's next year starting from January, to doing a project in JOS and things like that. So Vivian, tell me.
Sir, when we had that volunteer hangout, going to the garden, when we're talking, I think, I don't know, maybe someone said that you met your wife on a mission. I mean, I don't know, maybe you guys went on a mission together. So I was thinking that we are going to have another mission. Can I like go? So maybe, just maybe that mission can like tie in with my soulmate or anybody. Maybe.
Vivian, this question is very, very improper. This is a very, very improper question.
What do you?
No, I wanted to ask you. Sorry, I also had to ask. Like, can I go on a mission too?
Vivian, this your question is condemnable. I don't know why you are looking for a man when you are still in
No,
country.
like it's for future purposes. Like it's better
So you
to
want
go
to find
on
the man
mission
you put in
early.
the fridge. Now listen, Vivian. You girls, will not find any man until you have an idea of what your life is about. So you need to know which direction you are going so that you know, okay, oh, this guy is going on that direction, because your own life is worth something. That's part of the thing we'll be talking about in our event with Forward UK. I think you should see, Vivian, because of this question, I've already sent your first number to you. Two of you will do that so that you learn
I was
what it
joking.
means to be a real woman, what a woman needs to become before she starts thinking of a man.
Because
You
it
need
was
to
an
learn it.
harmless joke.
Yes, that harmless joke is showing me that all you are thinking about is man. And I see all the quotes you are putting on your status about this and that. No,
Oh,
I need to
okay.
stop you. I need to nip this in the bud. Okay? So you need to do more projects that are female centered so you understand that a woman needs to have a direction she's going before she finds a man. This is no longer 1945, where you find a man. This is not a joke. This is a real thing. I know that your eyes are focused on man. Let it not be any of these my fine boys that I'm saving for rich girls. Please, all these boys, my Francis, Charles, these boys, I'm saving them for rich men, rich women, G-Cash, okay? I'm saving them because look away from them. I need them for rich women. I'm saving them, okay? They are virgins, nice boys. They don't need to fight me. Don't corrupt them for me, please. So we've ended our conversation. This is the final stage. And you know what happens in the final stage? You have to go back to our questions. And so what we wanted to do here was to you can tell us stories about how PFF has worked for you, what you've learned from PFF so far. I think the person that has gotten the richest of PFF is Shine. Shine has chopped our money twice, even chopped more money than me from PFF, which is really paining me. So Tina, do you want to tell us about your journey with PFF as I bring out your scores?
Okay. I was expecting you actually call my name up because good evening everyone. Okay, PFF have helped me so much. No, I can't say how I got to, but I know that I'm just from a WhatsApp group that I am with. So it was from there I registered for last year's African International Boot Camp. So luckily I got the impact fund for last year. So from there, PFF actually gave me the platform, like this opportunity to carry out how would I put it, to carry out what I've always wanted to do, like to carry out um things I love doing. Like these are things okay, I love doing, but there is no platform to come out. Like there's no platform to use and come out. There's no platform to use and impart. So PFF just came, like PFF came in at the nick of time. They came in at the right time, and I will advise anyone in it to put their 2 feet, put their 2 hands, put their head. Yes, dive in very well. And if you are still contemplating, please, I think you need to make your decision now and fast, because it's actually a nice place to be. And the volunteers, the people working in PFF, like everyone works together. Like just like Uncle said yesterday, no, like nobody is organ or that all of us have PFF and PFF is us. So I've actually benefited a lot, and I'm yet to carry out my project for this state, but it's already giving me this sense of fulfillment that, oh, thank God I'm able to reach out to people. Like thank God I'm able to reach out to the younger ones, and it's because of PFF. So all thanks to PFF. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, in looking at your questions, I think Debbie made a mistake in her question, which is, he said, Uncle Sob, first of all, my name is Sob with capital S. You know, they should teach you this thing, like proper nouns start with capitals. Sob is a short form for Sob Orochi, which is my name. Say the beggar in Para. I didn't say the beggar was in Para. Did I say the beggar was in Para? No. Where did I say the beggar was? Who remembers?
Ibadan.
Ibadan, that is correct. University of Ibadan. The gate of University of Ibadan. However, we got the wheelchair from Kwara State, Ilorin. Should we disqualify Vivian, Deborah?
No. She actually asked, like, anybody that listened to know that that's what she like trying to sing. Although I got confused at Kwara with Uncle Sob mentioned, but see, no.
Vivian, after all those questions.
No, that's not Vivian, that's Deborah, actually. Okay, so here is how your question and answers went. First of all, somebody was getting 5, 5, 5, and I thought she was coasting to victory until she missed somebody's question. You didn't answer everybody's question. Or the person returning the question did not give me her response. So this is what Francis thought of all of you. Francis gave Vivian 3.2, Deborah 3 marks, Peter 3.4, Charles 3.6, Motun 3.6. Gave himself 5. Can you imagine? Nobody here wasn't even humble to say give himself 4.5. And Chine gave Chine 3 marks. Deborah, on the other hand, seemed really good. Gave Vivian 5, gave Peter 4, Charles 3, Motun 5, Francis and Chine, she gave them 4, which is nice. Now, the most stingy person in marks here, I know you are thinking is, I will call Motun. I know that's what you're thinking. Is it possible that Motun could be the person with the stingiest of marks? And you are right, because she gave Vivian 2.5 with 0 at the end. And Deborah 2.5, and Peter and Charles 3.0, which is cool. Francis 3, Chine 2.5, and gave herself 5, you know, which is this is what I like. That's what I want you guys
Sir, there are 2 particular questions that caused that.
That's good.
I don't know whether it is the way I asked or maybe something. I think it was only Deborah that actually got the part. The question of in the call for leadership, the call for leaders, the call for leadership position, like all those positions, which one is the highest? And I remember very well that you mentioned it yesterday that we should not think that a rank is higher than the other. So most people were like, someone even said the highest rank is the rank of the president, and now the rank of the president is not even up at all. So I think that was the question that almost everybody had wrong. And what other question?
The point is, I like it. This is the kind of scores that I like. Okay.
No, sir. No, sir. I was not purposefully wicked. It was like
I'm saying that you did great. Explain.
Sorry, I was saying it like I was being wicked.
No,
I was not.
Let me tell you, Motun, you were great. Did I say you are being wicked? No, I said you are great. So if you are expecting 2 by 2 and general beating, it will come. Okay, don't be afraid; they will beat you. So Chine tried. She gave Vivian 4.5, Deborah 4.0, Period 3.5, Charles 4.0, and gave Motun 5.0. Motun, they gave you 5. Motun had the highest 5.0s here. I'm serious. All of you like her, but she doesn't like anyone.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. No, no, that was not the case. I don't hate anybody. Sir, I'm sorry.
3 people gave you 5.0 and you didn't give them the same thing at all. And Chine gave Francis 5.0 and gave herself 5.0, which is great. Vivian started by forgetting to mark her score, but then remembered by sending me 5 for herself and gave every other person 4, which this result is fake result, but I'm taking it because we don't have time to. It's giving everybody the same mark, which shows she didn't read what they were writing. Because it's really improbable.
I read it, but
all of them had 4. Why?
Yeah, I did that because when I said the questions, I already give them, I don't know, a lot of stress so with their brain alone. I mean,
That's not how you
give
mark.
them.
What you mark in a question is the question that you set, not the
Yeah, I
psychology.
read this. I know. I read everything they sent. Maybe I was one that said it, and then I realized, okay, they actually did put a lot of work into it. That's why I gave everybody 4, because apart from the stress I put them through the brain, everybody like wrote at least what they could, and not everybody is into those essays or theory like I did, and they still try to like write a lot.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
But Peter, you didn't give yourself a mark too. So I'm leaving it vacant because I said you have to mark yours as well. But then I don't know between Peter and Motun which is worse, because Peter here I'm saying 2 for Charles and 4 for Deborah, 4 for Vivian, 3.5 for Deborah, 4 for Francis, 3 for Chine. Is Peter still on this call? Or has he run away? Find him. Oh, he's still here. Peter, you didn't mark yourself. So there's no mark for you on your own score. Then we have Emeka who gave 3.5 to Vivian, Deborah 3.5, Peter 3.9. I don't know why he's doing the 3.9 and all that. They are just doing 4, just do 3.5. 3.7, Francis 3.8, Chine 4.0. And gave himself 5 as usual. Now, usually if you mark yourself, you should give yourself the highest mark. I was waiting for something that would be humble. But Peter, Peter has left us here. These guys, maybe he has left. All right. In the last minute, Peter, do you want to defend yourself? Well, I can't really hear you.
Hello, can we hear me now?
Good. You didn't give yourself any scores.
So I didn't know we had to score ourselves. I just scored everyone else, and I thought my own answers were supposed to be like a marking guide or so.
No, you have to mark yourself.
Oh, so I scored myself 5.
Anyway, but this your score is coming too late, so we can't use it. Sorry, because I said it. I said somebody forgot to mark themselves. I said it, and when I said it, Vivian now marked herself 5 because she also forgot. But Vivian,
I didn't catch that answer.
Vivian did not put any score for Motun, so Motun did not answer Vivian's question. And so,
I did too. I answered Vivian's questions now.
She didn't
wait,
give
I
us
did
your
not.
score.
Vivian, check. I asked you questions.
But the scores are too late now.
You should have told me. I answered our questions.
Yeah, but we don't have the score. What am I supposed to do about that?
You mark it.
Lawyers in the house, what do you think?
They have to remark it so she submitted. So the only person to be questioned.
Relax. You are not the lawyer in this house. We have actual lawyers here. Okay.
I'm a lawyer, please.
Sorry, like when I wrote the names, I counted and it's just like I just counted like 30 minutes because I already gave everybody 4. So I thought, sorry, I'm sorry. And it's 4.
Francis,
Our score is 4,
what
of
do you
course.
think?
Okay, based on what I think, since it looks like Vivian did not actually mark because like she just set her questions for fun because giving everyone 4 is like and she just like she was just catching form.
Yes.
So I feel like we can just let her just give Motun the marks because this is a family, so this is not like a contest that we are fighting. So this is just a family. So
Actually,
Why? It's a
so
she can just give her the marks.
I thought it was a training. When did it turn to an LD competition? I don't know when the competition part came in. It was a training. It was leadership training. I don't know.
Vivian, relax. You see, this thing can work out for my good, and I can go back with my money. Because if we have a tie, that means nobody won. I go back with my money, and everything is fine. Okay, so there is still a slight
Well,
that I save this morning that we want to give you guys. Okay. Let me hear from. Relax. Let's hear from.
No, sir. I wanted to just say one last thing.
Don't worry,
what
don't
Sir
worry.
Francis
Relax,
said.
relax.
I wanted to.
Relax.
I
Let's
give
hear
her
from
for sure.
Jisumbong, our lawyer. What do you think? The lawyers in the house.
All power belongs to you, sir.
No, don't tell me that. I'm telling you to tell me something. You're telling me all power belongs to me. That's not how it is.
I really cannot tell. I don't know. I'm not really in a good state of mind. I don't know how to solve it. That's why I said all power belongs to you. And my mind is not together right now. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, a decision awaits. This decision, what's the last point of this? Oh, I even put it here, time to grade your sheet. So, finally, if I put 4 for Motun, and ladies and gentlemen, something is about to happen, and 5 for Peter, Peter's mark will become 26.8. Meanwhile, Motun's mark will become 29.8. Wait, Motun will win, oh, ladies and gentlemen. Just by, so look at the final marks as it tallies. Vivian gets 27.7. Deborah gets 20.5. Peter gets 26.8. Charles gets 24.6. Motun gets 29.8. Francis gets 28.8. And Chine gets 25.5. Which means Vivian gets the Uncle Sopish handshake, which is the best score.
Yes. Sorry.
Somehow it works out that she gets the Uncle Sopish handshake, ladies and gentlemen. And Francis is our second runner-up. And Motun wins our internal leadership training prize.
So I get the handshake.
Yes.
Yes. That's I wanted.
So how are you going to get the handshake?
I'll keep it till whenever you come. Till whenever you come to Nigeria. I shall know I own the handshake.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Is there any more questions before we wrap up? Because we've come to the end of this conversation and to the end of these 3 weeks of training. Uncle Sop is an abbreviation, it's not a nickname. Like my name is Sopuruchi, and I shorten it to Sop. Any other question, ladies and gentlemen? I'll give you some time to think about that.
Sir, did you add my 4 for Motunrayo?
Yes.
But he added it, so I play on that one. Thank God.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Sure. I
Thank you.
got you. I
She
got you.
never wanted you to win.
Don't mind them. So
Any other question, ladies and gentlemen?
Sir, would that be consolation prizes for those that participated?
Yes. There is consolation prize, which is the cost of the data you use in coming. I'm going to give Emperor the directive to give you data. Or did you get data already?
No, sir.
Oh, wait, you use your own data to come.
Yes, sir.
That's good.
me too.
Relax. So who is the person that was talking? Was it Deborah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You've done well, Deborah. Congratulations to you for being
Thank you.
part of this. But there are some people in this group that were subsidized their coming because they say they were broke. But we can, as a consolation prize, give you data. We don't care. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am done. In case anybody else has anything to say, you have like 2 minutes to say it. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up this conversation.
Sir, can I say something?
Yep.
No, where is that?
Yeah, tell me. If you're trying to talk, then you have to unmute yourself because you can't hear you. You are muted again.
Okay. Sir, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to thank everybody. That's all.
All right.
Yes, and congrats.
Any other
Thank you.
question, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, wait, I can see Bisola is here.
Yes, sir.
Bisola, I was just telling these guys about how you went to somewhere with 9th bus. How was the 9th bus journey? Are they stopping somewhere for you guys to continue tomorrow? Well, I don't think we can hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this conversation, and I want to thank you for making out time to be here. We are looking forward to having you play a substantial part in the growth of PFF going forwards. And I want to let you know that we appreciate your efforts. We appreciate the sacrifice you've made to be here. And I look forward to a wonderful relationship with you going forwards. I am Uncle Sob, and you can always contact me if you have any questions. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
you,
Thanks,
sir.
everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Bye bye.